Stevens. First of all, Stephanie, I know this has got to be very difficult for everybody in the neighborhood. Thank you for joining us. What is the mood in the neighborhood tonight?
Mostly people are in shock that something like this would happen in this area because it's a relatively quiet area.
And do you fear, maybe for your own children? We don't know what happened. We don't know who's responsible. So are people keeping their kids indoors?
No, they're not. The kids are still out running around, but I think they're a little bit more vigilant about their surroundings and what's going on, and they're paying more attention to the people in the neighborhood.
Do you know Deborah Bradley, the mother of the missing child, or do you have any connection at all with this family?
No, I just live up the street from them.
And did you see the cops going into the house? Have you been there watching what's going on?
No, because I work, so I didn't really. I just came home to it.
Well, what can you tell us about this? What can you tell us about? What are your thoughts on this? What are your feelings about this entire case? What do you think happened?
I don't want to judge at this point because everything I've heard and I've been hearing is all speculation on everybody's part, and until the facts come out, I don't want to comment on that.
All right. Well, on the other side, more.
Are two parents who are grieving every day, every minute, every second for the loss of their daughter. Hopefully she will come back to them, and hopefully she'll be healthy and they'll be able to move on with their life.
People have been asking, wow, you know, what went on that night? Police say they don't have any suspects, but at this point, we know that the dad was working. There is surveillance video of him working on a second job at a Starbucks, and he comes home at 3:45 in the morning. So my question is, well, at this point, can't we rule dad out? Doesn't he have an alibi? Listen to this.
When I came home from work, the front door was unlocked. Most of the lights were on in the house, and the window was in the front was open. Obviously, it all very unusual. And then I started checking on the kids, checked on the boys first, and then we checked on her. And that's when we realized she was gone.
Jack Tremarco, former FBI agent, people are kind of grouping the mom and dad together. But if the dad's got an alibi because he was working, why should we do that, Jack?
Well, Jane, speaking from an FBI or the authorities' point of view, when the FBI is involved in a case of a missing child, we always polygraph the mother and the father, the last person to have been with the child, and the person who reports the disappearance to the police, because we know that about 1/3 of the time, the case is going to focus right there. Now, we polygraph mom and dad to eliminate them from suspicion, but sometimes, just like Susan Smith, they don't pass, and then we have an investigative focus, not to forego any other hot leads. But when someone fails the polygraph test, they've got to be your #1 suspect.
Well, very well put. And guess what? The mother in this case has come out and said that the police told her she failed the polygraph. The police aren't saying that. The police aren't calling her a suspect. She is the one telling reporters that she was told by cops she failed a polygraph. And it was specifically about where is the child, or do you know where the child is? Now, again, she was drinking heavily that night and may have very well been in a blackout because she can't remember whether she even checked on the child, this adorable child, at 10:30 at night. Meantime, let's look at other possibilities. Right outside baby Lisa's house, a very disturbing and very weird sign. Check this out.
This is something that even in our previous walks through this public area that leads behind baby Lisa's house, I hadn't even noticed this until right now. This is a tunnel, sort of a drainage tunnel. You can see that this is a place where people come from time to time. There's graffiti here. You can see this sort of graffiti that's sometimes associated with kind of satanic symbol, pentagram.
Private investigator Scott Ross, what is a pentagram?
Pentagram is just a symbol that's typically associated with satanic worship. I don't know exactly or specifically what it means. But can I go back to the polygraph for a quick second?
Quickly.
Interestingly, just because the police told her she failed doesn't mean that she failed. Typically, law enforcement is known to misrepresent or lie to potential suspects.